this is one of the best things we had, because prior to that, we didn't have a way to actually find out what the weather was. When I was flying before we had this, we used to find out what it was at Clemson and find out what it was at Caney, and we kind of wedged the two together and said, well, it must be about this. Sometimes it was, sometimes it wasn't. But anyway, that was a great thing we added. We also added some new hangars. We just built 10 new state-of-the-art, really nice hangars with bifold doors. We actually had those rented before we ever built those. And we could build 10 more tomorrow and have them ready. And fortunately, we were able to get a little money from Stevens Federal Bank. They helped us out in that project. And so we're looking in the future to build some more hangars out there. Okay, also, we had on drawing boards an old-fashioned instrument landing system that we talked about years to be able to lower our minimums for instrument approaches in here. But with the advent of the GPS, you don't need that anymore, because all the airplanes have their own approach systems in the airplane. So that saved everybody a lot of money. Of course, you got to have that in the airplane to do the approach, but the approach is certified, and it's used all the time by all the corporate jets that come in here, and of course, anybody else that has it in their airplane. Now, we talk about level 2 and level 3 airports. We started going through and looking at the differences between the 2 and 3, and part of this was involved in when we put in our application for our grant. We were putting in for a One Georgia grant to help us build a new terminal, and we discovered that we basically had everything a level 3 airport needs, or you should have for a level 3 airport. In addition, right now, we have more operations than any other level 3 airport in the state of Georgia. We're the highest operating level 2 airport, plus we outdo most level 3 airports in Georgia. So this is one of the things that's probably going to help us when we apply for that grant, is the number of operations that we have in here. So we have asked, we're not a regional airport. To be a regional airport, you got to be 5,500 feet. We're only 5,003. But if we had the overrun counted, we could be. By the way, that was pretty interesting when we built that. We asked for some overruns, and they wouldn't fund them. So our engineer says, well, I believe we can get that money if we call it something else. And I said, what? He said, jet blast pads. I said, okay. So we changed the name of what we wanted it for, and the FAA approved it. So now we got 2 nice jet blast pads out there, which we call overrun. There's a way to get around almost everything. So anyway, so we actually are, the FAA actually calls us, every time they write us now, they call us a regional airport. So we call ourselves a regional airport. Even though we're not, we say it, if you say it enough times, then somebody will believe it. So we're a regional airport. So when anybody asks you, say, yeah, they're regional airports. Okay, with all those improvements going on, we still have one thing we want to do. First of all, I kind of show you a little picture. I'm working on PowerPoint, by the way. I don't have to finish yet. So this is a picture, if you want to go and look at it, of the completed new runway. Now, this area here is the new extension of the runway. This is the 1,000 feet or so we added. And this goes back out to Big A Road. Of course, this goes over to Georgia Baptist over this way. We're fortunate that all this is wide open out here. We're in the process of purchasing property to try to capture all this property back in here so we won't have any problems in the future. This new parallel runway here, we had to stop right there because of some problems with the existing hangars, but the plan is to eventually bring that parallel runway all the way down to this one. And of course, this is the runway here, and that's the shorter runway there. And you can see we're sitting down the corner. Here it is right there. So that's a real good advantage. People like that, but it creates a lot of problems for us. Some of our neighbors over across the street don't like all the noise, but David never complains.
What did you say about parallel?
What
did you say about parallel runways?
Parallel taxiways.
Taxiways. That's
Yeah,
right. You
Miss
said
Nomer
runways.
there?
Yeah, you said runways.
Okay, so as I said, we feel like we're moving along, But we really, the one last, you know, the thing we really wanted more than anything else after we did all this was a new terminal building. So we've been working on the terminal building. These things take time. But here we go. Here's our plan for the new terminal building. And that's what we plan on building out there. This terminal building will be the premier terminal building in Northeast Georgia, guarantee you. In all these fields around here. And the neat thing about this is that all the other surrounding communities, they realize what an economic impact this will have for this area. And we have letters, when we applied our One Georgia grant, we actually have letters from all the surrounding communities, counties, supporting this, telling us this would be really something good to have in this area because we don't have anything like this. In addition to this, we're building a new fuel farm. In fact, it's already been funded by the FAA for $1 million. We already have that money, and we're fixing to start on that in a couple of weeks. So we'll have a brand new state-of-the-art fueling system with single-point fueling for jets. That's going to bring a lot more traffic in here because those guys don't like to pump fuel over the wings. So they'll be coming in here buying fuel. And we're the only one in this whole area that's going to have that. So this is a really beautiful building designed by Millard and Company. They've designed the City Hall. They've been working quite well with us. Fortunately, we've got most of it funded. We still have a little bit left to work on, don't we, Tim? But we got $1.2 million from Splash. We got $1 million from the FAA for the new ramp fuel farm. We're asking for $500,000 from the One Georgia, which puts it up there almost within reach, but we still got some shortfalls, but I'm sure we're going to get there.